I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's kind of hard to play this with a gamepad when you've been playing it on the computer and using the keyboard. And I don't know, it's one of those games that you know, kept my mind focused, that sort of thing. Straight and narrow, I guess. The healing, the process, I guess, I suppose. And I'm just doing a test run now to see if everything works, if I still know how to do this shit. Seems to be working fine. We'll do a proper one later tonight, but long story short, obviously I'm home. Just got out of the hospital just a short while ago, and I don't know, do we want to do this now or just whatever? So to make a long story short, past weekend I had a bit of an episode where I was short on breath. My heart rate was accelerating. At first I thought it was anxiety. And then on Monday, I had to call an ambulance because I really couldn't operate. And turned out I had a pulmonary embolism. Basically, they found some massive blood clots in my lungs. Had to get those cleared out. And obviously, I'm out of danger, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. But still got some treatments left to do. I got some medications that, as a matter of fact, I'm waiting for the pharmacy to call so I can pick up some medication and stuff like that. But and you know, some follow-up things and stuff. But other than that, seem to be doing okay. Holding out fine so far. But yeah, it was a scary episode. A very scary thing. And oh goddamn. Yeah, I just realized the volume is all the way up. Fuck me. I'm so sorry. On the capture. I usually use OBS to capture stuff for just the straight video stuff without the dubbing. And sometimes, look, it's been a while, okay? I haven't done this really. Honestly, I haven't done this in a while. And part of it too is, you know, there's stuff like I had to set up with the live stream and all that, and I'm trying to gather my thoughts because I'm still a bit woozy here. But basically, you know, been short on breath. It's short on breath, and you know, couldn't really form cohesive sentences without having to catch a breath or two. I think the last video that I put together this past weekend with the Switch 2 or whatever it is, knobs and other stories and stuff like that, that was a struggle to put together. And it normally wouldn't be like that. Like, you don't notice it because I usually edit out all the awkward pauses and stuff like that. The empty space, as it were. There was a lot of empty spaces between like a few words. And like I said, at first I thought it was nerves, anxiety, some sort of thing like that. Turned out it was a little more than that. And like I said, that's being treated for the most part. And also, a part of that also has to do with the flare up of the Crohn's. It's not really a matter of exercise or anything like that. It's just, first and foremost, this is a problem that I've had for a while. I've had a history of blood clots in my legs for quite some time that honestly should have been dealt with. And, everything came to it. Like, I had a history of Crohn's since, was it 2009 or something like that? Yeah, since 2009. And on that end, it was, I don't know, stuff that was being treated for a while and then it wasn't. And then one day I had a flare up in my bowels. I had to get that looked at. And then all of a sudden this happened with the thing and I had to go to the hospital, get that treated. And so the important thing is that I came out of it relatively in one piece. I'm better than I was before. Like that, let's just put it that way. But right now it's just keeping up with the follow-ups, doing the medication, the treatments, and all that. I got a few more appointments with some doctors and clinics and stuff like that that I gotta get this shit taken care of. But for the most part, I'm just gonna take it easy for a while. Try to get my bearings, try to get back on track with a lot of stuff. Yeah, would have been my late 20s. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not fun. It sucks. But stuff that honestly should have been taken care of, but what's done's done. Right now I'm getting the treatment that I need, and hopefully we'll come out of this stronger than before. The hope is not to get any worse, but other than that, yeah. I think, yeah, so that's really all there is to it. It's just really not the most exciting story. It's kind of depressing, kind of sad, really. And the important thing is that I'm getting the help I need, and I'm on the mend. And if that means I could get my life back on track, I could do stuff that I can do before, whether it's work, family stuff, or the stuff that actually, keeps me sane in some capacity, then so be it. Certainly would be a benefit for, what I do here, which isn't much, but hey, you know what? Baby steps, bit at a time. And this T-spin, ooh, nice T-spin on a ancient Tetris game. Excellent. This is what kept me sane in a hospital stay. It was a laptop with a old copy of Super Tetris on MS-DOS. And this is a game that takes me back, way back when. I'll tell you one thing though. Yeah, I brought a laptop, and I also brought a Game Boy with OG Tetris, and the doctor saw that. He complimented my choice of games. So, as they say, Tetris is a good way to relieve stress because you're always focused on the game. You're not focused on anything else. And yeah, Tetris is not. It's kind of a running joke when I do these live streams now. It's like, hey, let's do a live stream. What are we playing? Tetris. Oh, fuck. Play something else, you bastard. But, dude, I can't help it. The nice, simple, straightforward game to sort of like kick back, relax, not think too much. You just let it happen. And I could play something else more exciting. Maybe we'll do that some other time. I don't know. Find something to play on May 4th or something. But like for now, I want something nice, simple, something that'll keep me sane and fuck me. I think, I don't know how many people, I'd like to think that everyone's first time playing Tetris was on a multi-cart. Mine sure was. Someone I knew had like one of those 110 and 1 multi-cart things, and every one of those that I've come across, you always had those those Tetris games. You had the one from Bulletproof Software that was on the Famicom, and you also had the Tengen Tetris. And it was always those two games, and I don't know. I have a fondness for the Bulletproof Software version, which is not the best playing version, but at the same time, it's also the oldest version. Like back in the day, it's Tetris back then was not the same thing as before. Like the rules were a little less defined. You had all these different versions that played all differently and all that. I got to remember the controls on this one are always the controls on these DOS versions of Tetris, any game. I always felt had like a slippery feel to it. Like it's not like I had assumed that it's like some people will play this. They've never played the DOS version. They assume that it's like an emulation thing. No, I play the DOS version. It's just as slippery there. You know, the controls are just as slippery there. So it's not an issue with this version or anything like that. That's just the way it is. It only really becomes an issue in the later levels. Or anytime you're not really focused on the game. Yeah, I like the BPS version. I don't know. I like these quirky versions of Tetris that you know, different from the norm. I hate what they did with that game with when they ported over to the Legends Flashback, when they tried to change the controls around so that it's more modern. Like for those of you who've never played the Bulletproof Software version, it's on Tetris Forever for anyone who wants to check that out. But the way that game controls is that you press one of the buttons to, I think you press down to rotate, and you press one of the buttons to drop. I think that's how it worked, if I recall correctly. I could actually, you know what? I could probably sample it here, actually, because they don't change it unless you force it, right? Who wants to play Go? I have no fucking clue how to play Go. We're not gonna play Go. No, with Super Tetris, the way it works with Super Tetris is you clear lines and you have bombs to clear away. Let's go back and let's actually go back and sample it for those of you who've never, because some of you probably never played Super Tetris because it's because they Spectrum Holobyte used to put out a bunch of Tetris games. Like there's the first one, and this isn't even all of it. There's like I think they're missing like one or two. There's like a Tetris Classic that they're missing. But the way it works is you clear lines and then you get a bunch of bombs. The more lines you clear, the more bombs you get. And you basically use those bombs to clear away whatever blocks you can. And some of those blocks have power-ups. And any bomb you clear that has a power-up, activates the power-up. So you get, in some cases, you get a line piece. In some other cases, for example, you can detonate a certain area and certain blocks. You could turn your next Tetromino into a set of blocks, so into a set of bombs, so you have more bomb coverage and stuff like that. It's a really interesting game. We'll play a quick 5-minute game just to be whatever there. Just to give you a general idea of how it works. Like, I always liked this version because it's like, again, it's one of those kooky versions. So you notice the 48 on the side. That's how many Tetrominoes you have left. So the idea is to clear away. The idea is clear away all the bombs, all the blocks from the black side of the thing, so you reveal a little picture. I can't do it now because they're giving me a whole bunch of shit. Anyways, the general idea, let's see. So, got a line piece here. We clear 2 lines, you get 4 bombs. So you use the bombs to clear away all the blocks. That's generally what it is. It's like the more lines you produce, the more lines you clear, the more bombs you get to clear away some garbage blocks. And, I just knocked off a 5. I got 5 more Tetrominoes to play with. The idea is that you have 2 ways to lose, pretty much. You either top out as per usual, or you run out of Tetrominoes. If you run out of Tetrominoes, the game is over. And then there's also, in some cases, now in this case, I'm playing like a timed game. So once time's up, the game's over. But generally, the idea the game ends is when you run out of Tetrominoes to play, and or you top out. But it's once you get past your head past the whole bomb gimmick, it's not all that bad. Like, it's not really hard to figure that part out. Just another tool that you have to clear away shit. Pretty much. You see right now, I'm clearing away lines and they're starting to reveal a bit of a picture in the bottom. Generally, the idea is you want to clear away all the blocks that's in the black area. And once that's done, you move on. You move up a level where you get to do the whole thing all over again. And whatever garbage blocks remain on the white side, carry over to the next level. So like I say, I had a fun. It's like I used to play this as a kid. When I was a younger, my brother had a PC, had a 486 in his room, and this was one of the games that he had on there, and I used to play it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. It's always been a fun little game. So yeah, here's a good example. You see the on the left, there's like a little block with a little line on the side. If I knock that out with a block, the next piece up that's going to fall as a line piece, like so. So now I got a line piece. Use the bombs to clear away more bombs, and that's it. You reveal the whole picture. You get counted points for the spaces you have left over. Move on to the next round. I've seen a Macintosh. I never had one. Never had a Mac. I remember there was a Mac in the public library at one time when I was a kid, and there was a public library near a school I went to once upon a time, and they had a Mac that had Star Trek 25th anniversary playing it, and it was just, you know, during lunch breaks, I would just go there and just play this fucking Star Trek game, and had nicer quality music, if I recall correctly. So, but yeah, I used to never had a Macintosh, but I played it. I had a VIC-20, Commodore VIC-20, which for those who don't know is the thing that came out before the Commodore 64. Never had any games for it because if Mac had I don't see why they wouldn't. Oh, the game's over because I'm only playing like 5 minutes. Note to Digital Eclipse, you still need to fix the saves on your DOS games because seems pretty fucking stupid that I was able to save my high scores before and now I can't. So yeah, so that was Super Tetris. That was a fun time had by all. And yeah, so this is Tetris Famicom, bulletproof software. Inhabited many pirate multi-cards. It's the first time the way I first played this thing. And this is another one that had a weird... This is one of those other versions that I really kind of like. One of those versions that this is weird and kooky and stuff like that. Everybody, I like the Nintendo Tetris. I like the Tengen Tetris. Like those are fine too. But this has like a weird fascination with me that for some reason it's weird control scheme that's. Yeah. So you press down to rotate, and you press the A button to hard drop the piece into place, which is You ever played this version before? That's And then when At Games put it over to the flashback and they tried to change it to like modern controls, it's like they fucked up the whole thing. And one of these days, I do have that Legends flashback laying around somewhere. I gotta pull that out one of these days. We gotta plug it. We gotta play it. I actually had a bunch of stuff that I ordered online while I was at the hospital. Because, yeah, I got a bunch of shit that I gotta get for medications and prescriptions and shit like that. That's gonna cause an arm and a leg more likely. But, fuck me, I gotta get some shit to play with, because I need to take my mind off things, too. And, all I want, one fucking line piece. Can I not have a fucking line piece? Is it too much to ask for one fucking line piece? Oh, now you give me a line piece. Fuck you. Oh, better late than never. This now again, don't I? Why did you do that? Screw it. I'll sacrifice a life. Yes, you have lives in this game. Why did they take that out of the later versions? I don't know. Okay, let's try this again. So yeah, sometimes you get a bad game through. That's okay. That's fine. Just try again and hope it turns out better than before. But also at the same time, I make the mistake of playing this version like any other version of Tetris. Like, you know, you keep one line area clear. You know how they usually do it. You try to keep one side cleared so you can have a Tetris in Dutch, but sometimes with these older versions, it's not really worth it because they don't usually count the line clears anyway. You don't get points for it, and other times, oh thank fuck, you give me a line piece at least. That's nice. There we go. There we go. We're getting somewhere. I don't know where we're going, but we're getting somewhere. Ooh. Okay. So that's the general idea of BPS Tetris on the Famicom, which as soon as I got that AVS system, first thing I did was snag a copy of Tetris online, which it wasn't all that expensive, to be honest with you. I think I only got it for like $10-15. So with the shipping and all, so it wasn't all that bad. And then somebody was offering a double deal with the sequel too, which on hindsight, whatever. Eventually got that, so I ain't gonna complain too much. A little dance there, stuff like that. By the way, how's the stream holding up? I haven't really checked so far. From what I've seen, it looks okay. But like I said, it's been a while. So, and hope is Jesus. The hope is that you could actually hard drop this thing into a fucking hole that fits. Jesus fuck. I realize you just got out of the hospital, but good fucking lord. That's the one drawback to this version, is that the early levels are really slow and you really gotta wait it out. So how do you speed up the descent? You don't. You gotta wait. You didn't think of that yet. I have to look it up. What was the first version that had an actual soft drop functionality? Because everything up to that everything up till then was all hard drops. Yeah. Yeah, might get another fucking embolism. Another trip to the hospital over fucking Tetris. Oh dear, it's like I mean I shouldn't joke about this stuff, but on the other hand, you know what? I'll take what I can get. I'll take a little levity out of whatever I can get, you know? It's like yeah. Whatever little joy that I get out of some little bit of stupidity, you know what? Screw it. I'll take it. Because I've been needing it and I'll use it. Whatever. So, ça marche pour moi, là. Uh, you want to play games, you might easily get pissed. It depends on the game. I wouldn't say I get easily pissed. You know, sometimes I'll get like a little irritated, like whenever you do a stupid move or something like that. But I don't get too easily. Oh, jeez. I get flustered. I do stupid shit. Like I get flustered at stupidity. That's with anything really. And you know, I was gonna do this later on. I was just like, I just wanted to test the thing out, but you know what? Let's keep going for a little while longer. Line piece, out of place. I think this is why they introduced ghost pieces in later versions in the modern, whatever you want to call it, the guidelines. Whatever version that they introduced, the Tetris guidelines, where you gotta have this, you gotta have set number of pieces in your next preview. There's a certain sack, this or stuff like that. Is that you avoid inconveniences like this where you're waiting 5 years for a line piece, or you have no clue on where you're going, what you're doing. And really, to tell you the truth, this is actually kind of therapeutic. You know, I came in, I came home. First thing I did was, you know, cuddle in bed with the dog. Be done with it. Got her home. And this is kaput, pretty much. Yeah. We're fucked, okay. Take the L. Mind you, at the same time, I'm not even really trying. I'm just like, this is background noise to sort of like spew stuff. Otherwise, I'd be playing something else or whatever the case may be. But like I said, I really do want to pull out that Legends flashback thing. Play a bunch of stuff on there. They actually made 2 versions. There was one that had this version of Tetris, and then there was another one that had Tetris Plus 2, which was the arcade sequel to Tetris Plus. That I pressed the wrong button, bro. So, and I actually ordered that. That should be coming in sometime this week. So. Anyways. Anywho, that's I've run out of things to say. We could all go home now. Actually, I gotta split soon because I still gotta get some meds in a little bit. I just got a message here saying that they're ready to go. So, but we'll play this one round, finish it off, and then we'll call it a stream. And then maybe I don't know when things will be back to normal. Whatever that means there. I know I had a couple videos rendered that I might post up later on. Or later during the week, whenever. But as far as like getting back into the groove of things, that's going to take a little while. Right now, I'm just really focused on the healing and trying not to get... Yeah, I normally wouldn't, but I also have some procedures that I got to take care of. That I need to take care of this stuff, because it's not just the embolisms. It's not just the clots, but it's also the Crohn's that really needs to be taken care of and treated and all that. And that, unfortunately, I have to go through stuff, which whatever. But it's shit that's got to be done. So, like I said, at this point, I'll do what I can, and hopefully I'll come out a bit better. And hopefully I'll be well enough that I could actually put some stuff together that long overdue. So, again, yeah, so I run out of things to say. I'm just going to end it here. Anyways, I gotta run anyways, so we'll just end it here. Let's make it an exciting end at least. Home loop. No, it doesn't. Like, it doesn't have any Mega Drive. Like, it doesn't have the new version that they have on Mini. They don't have the original unreleased version, which honestly is the more interesting version, if I'm being honest, because the one that they put on the Mini is just a straight port of the Sega arcade game, which, whatever. But well, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be recovery's gonna be a little long in the tooth, but on the other hand, it means I could get. It means I can do more fun stuff, get stuff back on track. And whatever, I'll do what I need to and be done with it. No Sega versions. No Sega versions, no Tengen versions. Like, even initially, like the stuff like the Weltris and the Super Tetris, they added that with patches. And I don't know. Maybe they could add those, because I figure why not. Obviously, they're not going to add the Nintendo versions, because fucking Nintendo. But at least some of the other stuff that they could try and look into. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, I gotta run. It's been fun. Hopefully we get to do this again sooner than later. And would that be a... No, it's a free patch. No, it's a free upgrade. No, the stuff, the Weltris and the Super Tetris were added via free patch. So, if you bought this game digitally, you should already have it. Unless it's you're getting it on GOG, in which case, which kind of pisses me off in a way, because I prefer to get my stuff on GOG. But if you're not gonna, because I like GOG because it doesn't have like the DRM and all that, and you could it's the closest thing to ownership as you could get, because you can buy the game, you could download the installers and all of that, and you could do whatever you want with them. You know, you don't have to rely on always online or anything like that or stuff like that. I know they have the Galaxy thing, but I always prefer the old school installers. So I could put that on a thing, and I could, you know, install it on my laptop that doesn't have internet or whatever the case may be. And sometimes the problem with GOG is that they don't have everything. I'd much rather have it on Steam or whatever that has some stupid DRM bullshit. But, whatever. That's another story for another time to be told by somebody else, quite frankly, because, shit. Anyways, I really gotta go now, so, thanks for jumping in. For those who followed, thanks a lot. Mad Mite Guy, appreciate the company. Hope to do this again sooner than later, and, like I said, I might have some stuff in the can that's ready to go that I might put up next week, but we'll see about where we go. Maybe next, I don't know. We'll see what happens from here on out. But I do know, you know, it's gonna be a slow start, but sooner or later we'll get to that point. So, anyways, gotta run. Thanks for dropping by. Hopefully we'll get to do this again soon.